my home and to my kitchen. I'm Scott, and through this series of videos, I'm going to show you how to create really delicious restaurant quality meals for yourself, your family, and your friends. And today's episode is going to be really fun. It's actually based on an email I received from a guy named Don in Seattle, and he asked me to share my recipe for Jamaican Jerk Chicken. And it's a beautiful day outside, so we'll start in here with the marinade and then head out to the grill. So let's get started. Jamaican Jerk Chicken. Nothing could be more delicious or easy. And what makes it so easy is that the marinade all comes together in a blender. So there's no whisking or stirring or anything like that. You just stick it all in the blender and let it go. Really minimal ingredients and a really good chicken. We have a 2.5 pound chicken waiting here. We'll remove the backbone in just 1 second, but I want to go over these ingredients with you. To start, jerk chicken gets the most of its flavor from 2 key ingredients. The first is 1/4 cup of allspice. You can find that on the spice aisle of your market. It's sort of a combination of all the island flavors, and it gives the jerk chicken its key ingredient. Along with that, we have 5 bunches of green onions. I've cut these into thirds, so 5 bunches of those. A handful of fresh thyme sprigs, 1 cup of water, 3 tablespoons of fresh squeezed lime juice. That can be key lime juice or regular lime juice, 1.5 tablespoons of coarse salt, 4 to 5 habaneros or Scotch bonnet peppers, 2 tablespoons of fresh ground black pepper, and 5 cloves of garlic. And all of this stuff comes together in the blender, so let's do that first. So for the marinade, all we're basically going to do is just dump everything and let that sit in the refrigerator until it's time for dinner that evening. So I've added most of our ingredients. What I'm going to do now is just start adding our green onions and kind of pack those down. And I'm going to run the blender a little bit, let it sort of purify, add some more, and just keep going in that manner. Okay, I added my first batch of the green onions. I'm going to add a few more, another handful. And then as we go along here, what I'm going to do is add a little bit of this water at a time to keep it in a nice sauce paste consistency. All right, this has come to the perfect consistency. Just want to show you guys sort of what it is. It's not too thick, but it's not too thin. It's sort of in little globules. And it smells so good. You really get the essence of all those green onions and the allspice. So that is ready to go. We're going to set that aside. And then for the chicken, we're going to have to remove the backbone for this, so I'll show you the process. Okay, so to remove the backbone from a chicken, and this is a really good skill to know how to do, I prefer to use poultry shears. You can get these at most kitchen supply stores, Williams-Sonoma, Sarah Top, they all have them. Or you could do this with a knife. But as I said, the scissors work the easiest for me. You just go right in here on either side of the backbone. You're just going to cut all the way up to the neck. And then the same on the side. Then you want to take your chicken and these little wings right here. You just want to take them and bend them back around the back. It'll just give it a little bit more bulk and help it to cook a little more evenly. And those tips won't burn. And this is going to kind of stick up a little bit. You just want to take some weight and break that bone so it'll lay flat when you put it on the grill. What I want to do is, so that's that marinade that we made, and I want to pour about a cup of it into a container that we're going to reserve for serving. It'll go right over before we serve. And the rest of this will go right onto the chicken with your hands. So you want to get this completely covered. You want to turn the chicken over, get that smeared all on its cavity on the inside. Back over. And it's really just as easy as that. I'm going to get the rest of this marinade just piled back up on top. And it's going to sit in my refrigerator today for about 6 or 7 hours. You could do this the day before and let it sit in the refrigerator for 24 hours. Or if you were in a real big hurry, you could probably leave it for as little as 2 hours. But somewhere in the middle is probably the best, if not longer. Alright, so I'm going to get my hands washed up, get this covered and in the refrigerator, and then we'll be back in about 6 hours to finish cooking. Okay, I'm getting really excited. It's been just about 6.5 hours. I've heated up the grill. It's at about 550 degrees, but that'll drop down once we open it up and get the chicken on. And if the first part wasn't easy, this is even easier. All you have to do, take the chicken that was in the marinade, grab that with your tongs, and we're going to put this breast side down onto the grill. Just like that. What I'm going to do here with my spoon is just scrape up all this extra marinade. Get that right on the inside of the chicken, kind of slather that around. Then what we're going to do is we're going to close the lid. We're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes, then we're going to readjust it to get our nice grill marks. Then flip it over. So be back in 10 minutes. It's been just about 10 minutes. I'm going to get this opened up. And what you want to do, one note about this, keep an eye on your thermometer or adjust the temperature every so often to keep it right around 450 degrees. That's exactly where you want it. So what we're going to do is we're not going to flip it over after 10 minutes. We're going to take it, and I find it's best to use a spatula and a pair of tongs. Put the spatula up under it. We're just going to rotate this about 90 degrees. Get it back on the heat and let this go for about 15 minutes. Remember, keep the temperature around 400 to 450. All right, it's been about 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. Now what we want to do is get this thing flipped over. Again, spatula and tongs work best. And what we're trying to create here is a really nice charred outside. So the black, the little charred bits, they're absolutely fine, and that's actually absolutely what you're looking for. So we're going to take some of this reserved marinade that we had from earlier, if you remember. Take that, get that all over the chicken. Looking good. We're going to close the lid and let this cook again for another 10 to 12 minutes. Then we'll turn it, let it char a little bit more, and then get it off the grill and ready to serve. Another 10 minutes has gone by. I'm going to take my spatula and the tongs once again, get up underneath it and just give it a 90-degree turn. The point here now is just going to be creating a nice crust underneath it. We already have a nice crust on the top. So we're going to let this sit for about 15 more minutes on the 450-degree grill. I've got my little thermometer here, so I'm going to be checking the temperature the last 5 minutes or so. And making sure that gets to 160 degree in the thickest part. So I'll be checking like in the thigh and the breast. Once that happens, we'll get it off the grill. It's been just 15 minutes and I can smell it, and it is looking really good. So we're gonna get this sucker off the grill, and I'm just gonna put it right onto a cutting board and take this inside. This needs to rest for about 10 minutes. Before you're ready to serve it. So we're going to let it sit for about 10 minutes, we'll carve it up and then get it plated up. I've just started chopping up the chicken. Got the leg and thigh separated, the wing. I'm going to go right in here along the breastbone and cut that breast section right off. The chicken virtually just falls right apart, so you're not going to have any problems. Just work the knife in there between the joints. In Jamaica, they would cut this up with a big cleaver and just cut big chunks. But for our purposes, we're just going to carve it traditionally. Nothing goes better with Jamaican jerk chicken than a Jamaican beer, so let's give this a little taste. It is absolutely delicious. The green onions give it a really interesting, nice, bright flavor, along with the allspice. I hope you'll try this recipe as an alternative to other grilled chickens that you might have during the summer months. Also with Jamaican beer, it is excellent. Alright, so as always, thanks so much for watching, and please feel free to email me. My email address is scottindenver@msn.com. Should you want to make a comment on the show or ask me to demonstrate a particular recipe for you. So as always, thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye.